Welcome to the Essence of Health Tea Time Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Shayla Toombs-Withers. As a double board-certified family and obesity medicine physician with over 12 years of experience in medicine, I teach motivated individuals how to achieve their desired quality of life while preventing and reversing chronic diseases. It's tea time. On today's episode of the Essence of Health Tea Time Podcast, I'll be spilling the tea on stress, its true impact to your health and well-being, and what self-care should entail to really improve your health. This is the month of love. We highlight heart health in this month, Black History Month, and Valentine's Day. So in this month of love, let's add you, yourself, and you to the list. Let's start with the basics. What is stress? The World Health Organization, or WHO, defines it as any type of change that causes physical, emotional, or psychological strain. Stress is your body's response to anything that requires attention or action. Okay, so did you hear the part about stress causing physical, emotional, and psychological strain? Keep listening because this truly highlights the importance of why we are chatting about stress this month. As a reminder about why we highlight Heart Health Awareness Month, heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States. Here are some other sobering facts from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. One person dies every 34 seconds in the United States from heart disease. About 20.1 million adults aged 20 and older have coronary artery disease, a health condition caused by plaque buildup in the wall of our blood vessels that supply the blood to the heart, our coronary arteries. In the United States, someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds. While these statistics are mind-blowing, we can arm ourselves with the knowledge to make change and prevent this condition. I started this discussion with stress because, as I mentioned, stress has physical consequences, particularly on our heart. Stress can present itself in a number of ways, and it's sometimes temporary, but oftentimes more prolonged and chronic for many of us. Stress has been shown to cause frequent headaches, musculoskeletal pain, and inflammation, including being a contributor to conditions like fibromyalgia, chest pain, irregular heart rate and rhythm, increased blood pressure, reduced blood flow to the heart, fatigue, decreased sex drive, low libido, and erectile dysfunction, upset stomach, increased digestive issues, and can contribute to gastrointestinal disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, insomnia, and food cravings, contributing to overeating and increasing one's risk of chronic obesity. When we are stressed, it triggers the fight or flight response in our brain. This is designed to protect us from harm. However, with chronic stress, we often can't flee the harm or the thing that is contributing to our stress. So we are forced to fight or cope with the stressor. What this looks like within our body is that our brain sends out signals that cause an increase in our heart rate, increase in blood pressure, more rapid breathing, and increased alertness. These signals can also trigger the release of blood sugar to provide that energy to fight and release fats from its storage to further supply energy to the body in this process. These responses would be very helpful if you were actually in a physical fight. However, they aren't as helpful to your well-being in a non-physical fight, and this is what brings about the harmful effects of stress. Emotional consequences of stress can present as lack of motivation, lack of physical activity due to low energy, poor quality sleep, overeating, making poor dietary choices, irritability, and the feeling of being out of control. Psychological consequences of stress can present as depression, anxiety, forgetfulness and memory issues, brain fog, and poorly controlled anger. Chronic stress is when an individual is constantly under stress for days, weeks, or years. Chronic stress can be caused by a stressful work environment, challenging family dynamics, night shift work, and oppression. as chronic stress has been identified as a cause for the disproportionate rates of preventable health conditions that are frequently occurring in communities and people of color. When this occurs, cortisol is released in high levels, and this phenomenon can increase one's cholesterol levels, triglyceride levels, and blood sugar. Chronic stress has also been found to be a major contributor to high blood pressure, especially difficult to control high blood pressure, and can increase one's risk for heart attacks and strokes. So keep in mind that stress can present itself in a number of ways, but ultimately, it is necessary to be mindful of this condition and have some ways for self-care to reduce stress and reduce your risk for heart disease. If you're frustrated with your weight, taking more medications than you'd like to, have been told that you are at risk for the development of a chronic preventable disease, or just are not feeling in the best of health, then I'm talking to you. Why? Because you're tired of fat dieting. You know it's time for a change, and you want a sustainable plan to improve your health. If you have found yourself at this place in life, well, I have developed a program that's just for you. It's called The Essence of Health, and it's your prescription for transformation. My goal with this program is to give you the tools needed to create sustainable lifestyle changes within a group coaching setting, along with one-to-one individualized coaching to give you a personalized path to health that's just for you. The benefits are priceless, so join today. Head on over to eohcoaching.com to learn more. The essence of health is in you. Self-care is one of the keys to sustainable health. As it relates to chronic health conditions, higher levels of self-care has been associated with better health outcomes. It's important to be mindful of how you're feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally so that you can have healthy solutions to take care of yourself. A 2011 study published in the Journal of the American Board of Family Medicine found that of Americans 25 years of age and older, 6.6% engaged in health-related self-care each day. That's only a small number if you think about it. Among those reporting self-care, the mean time reported of self-care was about 90 minutes. 20.6% of those individuals reported 2 hours or more. I find it interesting that even though we hear so much in the media about the importance of self-care Sunday trends on social media, and people frequently talking about self-care, but reality is we aren't really practicing self-care, not routinely, and not enough to have a significant positive impact on our health. But now that I've spilled the tea for you on the harmful effects of stress, I hope you're listening to get this tea on self-care habits that will improve your health. Habit number 1, go outside and play. Low levels of vitamin D has been associated with mental health disorders and seasonal affective disorder, particularly amongst individuals of color who have a higher prevalence of vitamin D deficiency due to skin pigmentation that makes it more challenging to absorb and utilize vitamin D from the sun. As we discussed, stress can present itself with psychological consequences. So go outside, take a walk in nature, feel the sun on your skin. One study found that when participants exercised outdoors, it felt easier. It also found that participants tended to actually walk faster outdoors compared to indoors, yet their perceived exertion was still lower. Sunshine has been shown to naturally increase serotonin, the happy hormone in our brain that helps to improve our mood, reduces pain, and in turn reduces stress. Green space environments have been shown to have additional stress relief benefits of calming our brains, reducing anxiety, and helping with attention and focus. I've always told my husband that I come up with the best ideas for my business and solve my own life problems when I go for a run or walk outdoors. Interacting with nature outdoors has also been shown to increase happiness, increase one's positive outlook on their well-being, and even increase one's sense of meaning and purpose in their life. So move something. Exercise is one of the best natural stress reducers. Physical activity also helps to release those happy hormones in our brain, reduce tension, reduce anxiety, improve confidence, reduce depression, and improve one's overall sense of well being. So, yes, go outside and play for reducing stress and providing self care. Now, self care habit number two, go to sleep. When we don't prioritize sleep, we are setting ourselves and our health up for problems. Lack of sleep has also been shown to contribute to anxiety, lack of focus, high blood pressure, weight gain, abnormal blood sugar, and poor mood. Stress also presents with these symptoms, showing you the interconnection of lack of sleep and poor quality sleep and its connection to poor health, heart disease, and other chronic health conditions. Sleep is involved in healing and repair of your heart and blood vessels. During normal sleep, your blood pressure goes down as your heart is typically not having to work as hard to give blood to all of your organs because they are at rest. Having sleep problems means your blood pressure stays higher for a longer period of time because you shorten the rest cycle that your body needs. Ongoing lack of sleep is linked to an increased risk of heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. The National Sleep Foundation recommends that adults get at least 7 hours of sleep per night and can range from 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Here are a few tips for achieving quality sleep. Turn off all of the lights in your room, including your mobile device. Turn off the television in your bedroom. Keep your room at a cool and comfortable temperature. And try to get a routine to fall asleep and awake around the same time each day. Now, self-care habit number 3 is to think positive. An article I recently read in Psychology Today talked about stress mindset and its relation to physical and mental health. The article was written in 2017, but the information is still highly relevant, especially to our discussion today. The article mentioned that individuals who hold a stress is debilitating mindset see stressors as overwhelming events for which they are lacking internal resources to meet external pressures. Whereas individuals who hold a stress is enhancing mindset see daily life stressors as challenges for which they have adequate resources to meet expected demands. It goes on to say that specifically, individuals who endure stress as a challenge rather than as a problem on a measure of stress mindset tend to have better health, greater life satisfaction, lower cortisol reactivity, and are more receptive to performance feedback by others. The take home point here is to think positive, even when feeling stressed. In the Essence of Health signature coaching program, mindset strategies are incorporated as one of the foundational components to achieve sustainable health and wellness, prevent and reverse chronic preventable health conditions. This is because studies have shown that when we have negative self-talk and an unhealthy mindset, we set the stage of our day in a dark place, increase stress, increase cortisol, and the harmful effects of high cortisol that we discussed earlier in this episode. And it gives us the added challenge of trying to find peace and happiness in a moment when we are focusing on the need for improvement of our health. So here are some tips for positive thinking and developing a healthy mindset. Try a morning meditation or an affirmation statement upon waking. Try yoga or breathing exercises, as these exercises can improve mental clarity and confidence, thereby reducing stress. Tap into your network of positive individuals. When you surround yourself with others who are positive, it helps you to also see the brighter side to your own situations. Focus on your feelings. If you are feeling stressed, write it down. Write down what may be contributing, exactly how you feel about that particular stressor, what resources you have to overcome the stressor, and how you may be able to prevent the stressor in the future. Self-care habit number 4, fuel your body healthfully. If you have listened to previous episodes of the Essence of Health Tea Time podcast, then you have learned that we are what we eat. If we eat crappy food, then we will tend to feel crappy and not our best selves. When we eat more healthfully and start to use food as proper fueling for our bodies, we tend to feel more energized, calm, clear-minded, and in turn, less stressed. If you were to make one dietary change today, I would say eat like Popeye. Think of the old cartoon character Popeye. His fuel for all of those big muscles was spinach. Now, even if big muscles are not a part of your health plans, you should still eat like Popeye. Studies have shown that dark leafy greens are high in fiber and iron and are good sources of calcium. Dark leafy greens have natural plant nutrients and plant compounds that aid our body in fighting off disease, lowering our blood pressure, reducing our cholesterol, and in providing a great source of fuel to our body. Dark leafy greens also contain phytochemicals, helpful nutrients in plants that help to boost our immune system, reduce inflammation, regulate our hormones, and even reduce risk of certain forms of cancer. Healthful eating also reduces those harmful effects of high cortisol that one encounters with stress. As we discussed, high cortisol levels can increase blood sugar, putting you at risk for insulin resistance and diabetes. High cortisol levels can have a harmful impact on your heart. When we eat healthfully, we reduce those harmful effects of high cortisol. So put more plants on your plate and fuel your body healthfully. This leads us into our Ask the Expert segment. Today's Ask the Expert question is, can animals provide adequate emotional support? As a family physician, I have seen my fair share of support animals. So let me get you this tea with a side of furry fluff. Pets have been shown to be helpful in stress reduction in a number of ways due to both physical and emotional support. Physically walking your dog can help your stress level, as we discussed earlier in this episode, the benefits of exercise and its importance in stress management. Dogs have also been utilized in healthcare settings to provide therapy in the form of emotional support. An article published by the American Heart Association discussed 5 ways that pets help with stress and mental health. Here's what they highlighted. 1, pets can reduce work-related stress. 2 out of the 3 employees say work stresses them out, and 40% say their job gets in the way of their health. Studies show that pets in the workplace help reduce stress and improve employee satisfaction. 2, pets can help increase productivity wherever you work. When a dog joins a virtual meeting, group members rank their teammates higher on trust, team cohesion, and camaraderie. 3, pets help manage anxiety. Now more than ever, many people are feeling anxious or struggling with mental health. Pets provide companionship and support. 4, pets can help you be more active. They give you a reason to get outside, get some fresh air, and get active, which is proven to improve your mood, sleep, and mental health. 5, pets provide a sense of togetherness. The bond with the pet helps you to not feel alone. When owners see, touch, hear, or talk to their companion animals, it brings a sense of goodwill, joy, nurturing, and happiness. Keep your heart healthy this month and always, friends. Thank you for joining me today on the Essence of Health Tea Time podcast. Click the subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss a moment of the Essence of Health Tea Time podcast. Check out the show notes to obtain your free tips for healthy living guide to get you started on your health and wellness path. Follow me on social media at Essence of Health Wellness Clinic on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and at dr.tw@EOHWC on TikTok. Interested in becoming a member of the Essence of Health coaching program? Well, head on over to www.eohcoaching.com. The essence of health is in you.